How's it going? Been a minute, huh? Yeah, so I took a little break during Halloween, had some family over and stuff, so I've decided to ultimately continue on with my Vampyr playthrough, but it's no longer going to be Octoberfeast, obviously, it's not October. Halloween's over. And so I'm going to continue with the playthrough as a normal playthrough. So yeah, I decided I'm going to continue on with my Vampyr playthrough even after Octoberfeast. I like this game, it's enjoyable, and I want to share it with the people who watch my channel. So, let's continue on our adventures as a vampire then. We're going to go talk to some people that we actually have not talked to yet. Like her.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You
Unexpected
must know,
notoriety.
blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Well, I'm sure he is. Oh, damn. She's a tough bitch. She can't be mesmerized easily. She's late game drinking. Tell me about the staff.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them.
Most of them.
Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
A wolf in the hen house, so to speak.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
I noticed how it says, she says is doing their best, but see, look, I'll point it out. I'll talk to her again real quick.
I may disagree with
See,
some
it says
conduct,
everybody is
but
doing
in the
his
end,
best.
Everybody is doing their best.
And she says everybody is doing their best. I don't mean to be a grammar Nazi, it's just funny to me when I see that, and it's like, that don't match up. You said there, and it's saying his in the speak. I like to point stuff out like that. It's like, how does that get past, you know, certain people when they're testing the
I
game?
have
Who
never met
knows?
someone as dedicated as Dr. Taylor. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Is that so? Well, maybe I'll have to have a talk with this Dr. Tippets.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
I'm sure it is.
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Yeah? During a pandemic, that's,
Do you think this
probably
hospital
rare.
can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
You don't? You just kind of let it run its course and do what you can in the time you have. A virus is a force of nature.
Call me if you need assistance.
There's nothing you can really do about it. An epidemic like the one we're going through right now isn't something that you can just take care of. It's not something that you could just fight back. You know? You have to remember, these viruses, these chemicals, all these different atoms and things like that, they've been here far longer than we've been here. And they will be here far longer after we're gone. We're in their world. It's not the other way around. I was going to walk over here and look for that Mortimer's place. I think it's right here. Yeah. There we go. And I get a safe house. Oh, there it is.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
Yeah, and I'm not in the line of work of betraying trust. Even though I'm a vampire and I plan on eating all these people, trust is a big thing. I still can't make any medicine. Ooh, oh, no, I thought I could make one of those. Nope, not yet. So I'm gonna look around here, and then I guess go back to Gossamer. Or Goswick, whatever his name is. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Hey, don't mind me. What you doing? What you doing there? Is he dead? Huh? I don't think you're a doctor, dude. Maybe you want me to take a look at him? My name's Dr. Reed. How are you doing? Yeah, so, this guy... Hey, wait. Hey, what's up? What are you guys doing? I was trying to help you. You know what? Fuck you guys. You don't deserve my help. Find your own doctor. I'm out of here. I was just trying to help that guy. Didn't seem like he knew what he was doing. And then he just pulls out a weapon and attacks me. I mean, come on. What does this city come to?
We have some of the most brilliant minds in London at Pembroke.
Hey, Mortimer. I got your suicide note, buddy.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you, then. For your help. And for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I'll think about it. Now, please, let me be.
Whenever somebody says I'll think about something serious like that, they usually don't think about it. And it's sad. He needs to talk to his mom.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
I feel you there, man. Despair is a deadly poison. Pain is a precious tool. You're a lucky man.
Despair is a deadly poison I've tasted myself, sir. We're only tempted to drink it because we're terrified by the uncertainty of the next minute.
I know that perfectly, Doctor. For I waited for so long, hoping that the next minute would be less unbearable.
Yeah, this guy's a damn ray of sunshine, isn't he? Okay, so I don't got no more hints.
Now, sir. But
I'm
don't
guessing his
hesitate
mother
to
has his other
contact me
hint.
if you need any help.
Come here, you. I need to talk to you.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Not well, I'm afraid. If you don't do something, the kid's gonna kill himself. Let's see.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you?
Eh,
Why?
I've known for a long time.
leave it to people to make it all about them. This
I
isn't
always
him
hoped he
punishing
cared
you.
enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Sometimes when people are going through pain, they can't see the world around them. It's not about you. It's about how he feels. I hate it when people make things about themselves.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivations for committing suicide. Tell me more about what you know.
As
Tell
you
me,
say,
woman.
Mortimer had no reason to die.
I'm trying to save his
All
life.
he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place. But
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
Yep, I've been there.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
Yeah.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
I will say this. She does seem like she's a good mom. You're in denial. Prepare for the worst. He's lucky to have you.
Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
That's a good mom right there. A good mom, no matter how hard it is for the child that's making it on them. A good parent will never give up on their child.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Alright, you got any more to say? Did I unlock your
Good evening,
final
Mr.
one?
Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you now? Let's see what we get. Yeah, no, not that one. There we go. Your mother won't let you
Mother
down.
won't let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me
Aww.
to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
No, it wouldn't. Which is sad. You're a sad, sad, lonely individual. I have not unlocked his last one.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
He has one more for me to unlock.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
I have all three of hers. She's ready to get eaten. And she's missing a hint too, though.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Reads me like a book.
Is there a letter or something in here that I'm missing? No. I'm gonna go back to the house real quick. That house I was just at, and see if I forgot something. Is there any other piece of information in here that I might have missed? Where does this go? This door's been unlocked. Oh, okay. Takes me over here. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. That's not what I'm looking for. But, that is a collectible. Nope, guess there's nothing in here. Don't worry, Mortimer. I ain't giving up on you, buddy. I'll get to the bottom of your last hint. I'll make sure that blood is nice and ripe for when I decide to go ahead and eat you and your mom. Don't worry, we'll figure this out.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Well, don't kiss my ass too much now. I am looking for information on that poor Mortimer Goswick boy. The fuck do you know about him? Let's see. Tell me
Please, could
about
you tell me
yourself.
something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
You do your own experiments. That's dangerous, man.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long
Well,
as
then you're not doing very good.
Methodical. You may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Knowledge is power. Those with it tend to use it.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
I'll give you some advice, but understand that nothing beats practical experience, which can be exhausting and solitary work.
Of course, sir. And don't worry, I will never allow myself to be a burden, neither to you nor this hospital.
I should hope not.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up too high. I'll show you a different style of blood transfusion, one where I leave you with literally no blood. Ha ha ha.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication
A test,
for us
huh?
men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
I bet not.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Yep. I guarantee you the place has been ransacked. But I can go look around for you.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
You must
This
remain
personal
neutral.
involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree.
Yeah, dog.
But that does not excuse Dr. Aykroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think
Whoa,
keeping his distance
throwing
was a
shade
mistake?
at your fellow
All I know is
doctors.
that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
You know, I can't fault the guy for trying to protect his family. Some people make irrational and bad mistakes because
Goodbye,
of that.
Dr. Strickland.
All right, Mr. Strickland. Bob Strickland. Let's go talk to this patient you were talking about.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Fair enough.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed.
I'm just a regular
Back and
guy.
return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
I hear ya.
Are
We'll
you
try to get you
satisfied
fixed
with
up.
your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Yeah.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Man, this guy is way too hard on himself.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
I get it.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
That's terrible.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target.
Yeah, them damn
My wife
Zeppelins.
was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
That's sad, though. Literally, your wife dying because the German military couldn't even get their bombs on target.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing
I
their
can't
mother?
say.
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I mean, that is a positive. That is one thing you can say. You're looking at the positives here.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
Could have been your whole
I'll see you
family.
later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
I think there's a note over here. Yep. Let's see what it says. Unfinished letter. Pretty sure this is him talking to his kids. Yep, let's talk to him again.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Not yet, buddy. We're getting there.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Yeah, that would haunt you. Ooh, I could eat you right now if I want to. But I'm gonna save you for later.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
As I walk away lipping my chops. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Where's this other doctor? This Dr. Aykroyd.
The words to calm the children, Helen. As for me,
That's Strickland. Here you are. There's Dr. Aykroyd.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard.
That's a name. Waverly
Does my
Ackroyd.
arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansey's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
My man, I'll have you know I am not an overrated dabbler. I am a common dabbler. Let's see what he has to say. Yeah, does he have a problem with me?
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
Them's
know
fighting
we've
words.
never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Ah, well, I never. Jealousy
Aren't you too
not
old
do you
for
any
such
good.
jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
I hope so, because you're kind of acting like a dick, dude.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Yeah? How's that working out for you?
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking
I will
about
agree,
something in
it is.
particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
I don't know, man. I do think, I mean, it's just an arm injury, right? I doubt you should have to go off the balls to the wall to fix his arm.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
I mean,
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions, whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
I wasn't going to be looking over your shoulder. I was going to be biting it. So, let's see what we got here.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
I have heard that.
I don't know
War
what you've heard
turns
about
people
me,
into
but
animals.
I have already proved my value as a
And vice
practitioner.
versa.
I don't question
People
your
turn
skills,
war
Dr. Reed, but your motive.
into much worse than it
Is
actually
it money,
is.
fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Well, I never.
I don't see any reason why I should justify my actions to you.
That's true, Dr. Reed. The only judge has to be yourself. The question is, are you judging yourself hard enough?
I wonder that every day. We'll talk about this later while
Thank you
I'm
for your
eating
time.
your blood.
We'll talk later.
Who does that Dr. Aykroyd think he is? Dick?